So hello, Amy Sharon, how are you? Thank you for watching my video. Today I was on radio after taking a break. For those of you that don't know my story, I literally went missing for years by choice. And I definitely lost a lot of my publicity. I made a decision that I still don't regret. This was after words with our once late Senator Nancy Schaefer, who really, who really taught me. I mean, not only did I know everything she was saying was true, and sadly, I knew it was going to get her killed, but I end up I'm in no category of Senator Nancy Schaefer, so don't take it that way. I could never be her. She was beyond brilliant, and all I'm trying to do is right. It is a very dangerous fight. The fight can get you killed. I've proven it for years. I There's no one I probably admire more about fighting CPS than one Senator Nancy Schaefer. Now, I did as advised, and I think it's the only reason why I'm still alive today. See, some people say don't put your life out there, but I learned that by putting my life out there, they would be absolutely so stupid to murder me or God knows what, because I made a mistake of laying low, but I'm back. I went on radio today. I'm already being harassed over it. I know what I'm doing. The FBI knows about my case. I just tape recorded the police, which I, will never give names, where, again, Wilbur Witt Jr. is posted a very slanderous video that my mother's saying is not true. My brother is not standing by it. And he's claiming that people are in the midst of, having me institutionalized in Texas. Well, believe me, that, yeah, I bet they would want to institutionalize me. I mean, after all, I'm suing for like $20 million in federal court. I mean, heck, look, if you think come on now. It's so obvious what's going on. Someone's paid off Wilbur and this other journalist to terrorize me. And so he did a video saying that they're coming to get me. And I just tape recorded the police station saying, ma'am, that is such a hoax. If we were going to institutionalize you, we would have done it a long time ago. If I have to go public with the recording, I will, but I prefer not to. Because you see, I'm only vicious when cops are vicious. If cops are cool, I'm cool. There's no other way to put it. I've had a lot of cool cops, but I'm not going to lay low when an officer threatens me or harasses me or beats me up or forces me to shut down evidence or steals evidence. I am not. Yeah, I'm going to go pretty public with that. Especially since one of the beatings with two officers that attacked me at 3 a.m. while I was in the hospital was caught on camera, that the state still won't get a copy of and do anything about it. Not even Internal Affairs, to my surprise, but it may be partly my fault because they want me to be real precise with dates and times, and I'm like, look, I'm having like total post-traumatic syndrome. I could not be that accurate. Can you just do your job, please? I mean, deal with my problems and I'll deal with yours. I mean, it's so ridiculous. So I decided to sue going pro se, not realizing that's not such a good idea because I'm not legally allowed to get a lot of the evidence that lawyers can get. I'm not a lawyer. Hello, I'm not a lawyer. So now I have to figure out, all right, the ball's still rolling in federal court. I kept it alive over a year now. I think it's impressive, but I can't sugarcoat it. There's no way, even though I studied the law off and on for years, there's no way I can win a case going after very powerful people. And I learned the hard way. Ooh, they'll get you. They're gonna get you. So right now I have cameras on my property. I have a German Shepherd. I have the police saying they're patrolling the area. And no, they don't think I'm crazy. Wilbur Witt, if anything, the police said, you have a record. I don't know, they made it sound like a mile long. But they said, you're no stranger to the police department. And I do have it recorded, Wilbur. So you can sit there and terrorize me. I could not believe today when I Googled and YouTube myself that he is creepily put a bunch of my videos that he didn't have consent. He's blocked with this Robert Beatty, Wilbur Witt Jr. that goes by the Butcher and Robert Beatty. So so I used to say kill people with kindness. That doesn't work. So everything they're saying, I'm just going to have to prove with evidence. The good news is that even though I've been robbed of everything to my name and I have nothing but a suitcase to my name after living, I'm posting pictures that anyone can see I lived a very lavish lifestyle. I mean, that photo shoot, Star Wars thing, that was in Hollywood. That was when I was asked to work big time in makeup artistry. Literally sat with, Jose, oh gosh. I'm sorry. Anyway, he's I don't know why I can't think of his name. He's a Hollywood hairstylist. And I sat Rodeo Drive. I went to the Ivy. I was sitting right there with Maroon 5, and Hulk Hogan and his family were all there. And, I had all these cool pictures to prove that actually there was a time that I had a really interesting life. But I learned the hard way that I turned down Hollywood for many reasons because, hey, I was pregnant. And I had no idea that CPS was just going to come after me like no other when I had a really pretty squeaky clean background. So I want to clear up a few things. Okay, so the good news is that I didn't realize so many of my friends have copies of so many things they're saying I'm lying about. The other good news is that I do have the FBI looking into the case, even though Wilbur's saying they think I'm crazy. That isn't true at all, and I'm going tomorrow with witnesses, and I'm doing sworn statements, and I'm going to make sure I walk out with copies. I'm going to go up to the courthouse, federal courtroom. I'm going to file my, what's it called, season dismiss, whatever. I'm doing a letter to shut down all the slander on Google and YouTube. I mean, this Wilbur Witt Jr. has over 50 videos that is not, he doesn't have permission to put these, especially since he's blocked. He says that my multiple boyfriends are providing him with these videos. What a lie. I've had only 2 boyfriends in, 4 years or something now. Stephen Still, who conveniently went missing, can't blame him. And now there's an impersonator saying he's him, but he won't now in 2 weeks prove his voice. But he claims he has almost $2 million for me because he's dying. And the police said, blow that off. That's a hoax. Many people, including several officers, said that they think it's Wilbur impersonating my missing, ex. And if you don't believe me, go and look up Stephen Still. You'll see our pictures, and you'll see absolutely no activity in almost 2 years. But now there's a new Facebook claiming, I'm your long-lost dead or missing fiance, and I had a horrible accident. I'm horribly disfigured, and, all blah, blah. And I had a horrible car accident, and I went to, I want to leave you all this money because because I won a lawsuit for a hit and run. Johnny, what are you doing?
You dropped something.
Okay. Johnny, he has ear, whatever. Come on now, he doesn't hear you.
It's not mine. Okay,
Okay, so now I forgot my train of thought. Anyway, I guess it wasn't that important. Can someone tell me what I was just saying? Welcome to my world. Like constant chaos you start having. Every time I have a flashback, I lose my train of thought. Not because I'm crazy, because I'm traumatized. There's a difference. All right, so anyway, I'm not really worried about it. So no, the state is not about to commit me. It's a bunch of lies. And I'll make sure the judge is aware of the threats, because it is. It should be a felony to sit there and terrorize someone and tell them that people are out to get him all the time. So now he does a video exposing my 911 call, my address on YouTube. Totally illegal. He didn't get it. I already confirmed with the police department. It wasn't ordered by him. He has no business going public with that. And he gives my address on YouTube where the whole world can see my address. So this is why the police have agreed. They're making rounds. This is why we have cameras on our property. This is why we have our German Shepherd. And this is why we're moving again. But what is this, the 7th move in a year? Yay, welcome to my world. And it's very expensive. So then you're broke. And then they're like, oh, she's not credible. Well, just look at my pictures and see how credible I was before CPS totally destroyed my life. Remember what was that movie? Take the knife in the shower, Psycho, I'm living it, only at CPS. And they're little trolls and retaliators. And, if you don't believe there's such a thing as being targeted, think again. It's very real. And it's really spooky. And if I wasn't as tough as I am, okay, so I posted a couple of interesting things on Facebook today. One was a picture I drew that I got in big trouble for when I was in, 7 years old. And you can tell it's on notebook paper. And my teacher was like, you're such a problem, because I drew a warrior lady that I didn't know that later kind of looked like me. I mean, not totally. She's way, cuter. And, well, I don't know. I think she's prettier, I think. But it's kind of like a version of me, but a better version of me. And she has way better hair. But I drew this as a kid. And I think it's a weird sign that I was kind of like a rebel with no cause back then, but now a rebel with a cause. So, it's kind of a twist of fate here. I don't know what's going on. All I know is I'm pretty fearless and probably too fearless because one of these days I just don't want to end up like, these people that blow the whistle and, oh, they're missing or they committed suicide. Yeah, right. So I'm just going to start proving the lies. There's no truth that there's any kind of warrant for me to be put in a, cuckoo's nest. And this is all lies by Wilbur Witt Jr. as usual. He says that I'm, what's the word, schizophrenia. Wilbur, prove it. I've never been diagnosed with that in my life. You are a liar. See, the way the state could get to me is that they had pretty powerful people trying to, take me down. And they were able to create lies that I have proof that it was dismissed and psychiatric charges were dismissed. But Wilbur wants to live in some kind of delusional world where the whole state's trying to commit me and I have this record a mile long, total lies. The only time I'd ever been in a hospital is when I had a horrible reaction called steroid psychosis from having Lyme's disease that I didn't even know I had at the time, and I was being treated with the wrong medicine. I later was treated, much later I believe, for Lyme's disease. So the way CPS was able to get me on a little couple of weird things in my past was they don't want you to know that I had Lyme's disease, which mimics about every mental disorder in the world. Was I dangerous? No. Had I ever been to jail in my life? No. Have I had, like he says, I've been in and out of institutions my whole life? Total lies. Total lies, Wilbur. But I'll tell you this, sir. My mother just denied what your video says. So you said that I think sticks are snakes? Well, that's really psychotic, sir. Don't think anyone's ever accused me of that. And the 911 call I made the other night was confirmed by the police that Johnny was in some danger. He ended up in the ER, so hardly a hoax call. And he's saying that I thought I heard little things in the woods. No, we were actually robbed that night. We think it's a homeless man that's had to be kicked off our property. And no, it wasn't a delusion, Wilbur. We're missing our doggy bed that a homeless person would love to have because it's a twin-size bed and it's really probably a spoiled little thing for a dog, but we gave the dog his own bed and it's gone and it's in my face because we had it outside our room and there it is gone. So no, sir, it wasn't imagination. And Wilbur, if it was my imagination, why did the police tell us to get security cameras? Why did they come out and say they were going to patrol the property? Why did an officer drive Johnny and I to the emergency room where his blood pressure was dangerously low after I couldn't find him for about 4 hours? Sir, you love to create drama. And you're really quite boring. I mean, I don't have a problem with you looking like you're about 90 because I love elderly people and did a lot of volunteer work for old people. But you're not even like a cute old person. You're not even like a sweet one that I'm used to being around. You're like darn right look like the worst version of Santa Claus, like literally mugshot. Santa Claus went bad and it's really creepy and you're like giving me nightmares, not because I'm scared of you, but just because you're that like evil looking and inside and out. And that video that you just did against me today, like a cop friend of mine saw it and he was like, yeah, that guy like looks straight up like wicked. So you got your little following because sadly America loves drama and you're just a washed up old journalist, songwriter that thinks that you can get away with theft of my belongings, over $250,000 the DA knows was in a storage room. The storage room's already confirmed that they'll do a sworn affidavit or whatever they need. You did a video saying how the dumb BITCH lost her SHIT, and you don't show anything of value. You just show that might look like old clothes of mine and some old photographs. But Wilbur, I'm still waiting for that lie detector test. Come on now. Apparently you're doing a radio show against me tomorrow. I'd just like to see you, go down to the Clean police station tomorrow. That's KILLEEN or something. They're waiting for you. I promise you that. Go ahead and do a lie detector test with them. They love you, don't they? They said you are no stranger to the law in Killeen, Texas. You're hiding as some creepy old man in a house that isn't even under your name. You have 2 houses. You've hidden my stuff in the second house that the police don't even know where it is. The FBI is getting to the bottom of it, Wilbur. No, there's no mental health arrest on me, and everything you're saying is about 90% slander, and the pictures where you're making me look like I'm, 300 pounds and psychotic, just a cheap shot, Photoshop, altered pictures. What do you call it, my friends, when someone's talking on a video and they freeze it, so then you're like making like a weird face, and then they screenshot it right then, you know what I mean? And then they put it and say, look, she's crazy. Well, even the most beautiful model, I know I worked many years in the modeling industry back in my good days, even the most beautiful woman could look bad if you get her at the wrong angle or eyes shut or her mouth open. And these people have like, Wilbur's been going after me for 3 years nonstop. This is after he flirted like crazy with me. I have witnesses to this and did videos praising me, which I've screenshot, to literally not getting his way with me because he's just a creepy old man. And now he's just retaliating big time. So I tried to make a retaliation charge against him. And the police said that I have to do it here, not in Killeen. And I'm going to do it with witnesses tomorrow. So Wilbur, you already, by the way, have a police record. I think I have it with me. And, you know, you already made comments that you're above the law and the police won't mess with you. Don't mock them, sir, because you might be surprised what's about to happen to you. I'm going for felony charges on you, and I'm wanting you to go to jail for life. So here's one of my police reports against these terrorists. And this is the officer that personally drove Johnny to the hospital where he was so sick from an allergy. And he's claiming that it was a delusion and that I'm seeing snakes when they're sticks or something. So there's one report. I have many. This is on Wilbur Witt Jr. and Robert Beatty. And so today it angered them that I did this radio thing. Here's another one. Not sure what this one is. I have many. Here's another one. I have so many. I have internal affairs here because they want to meet with me about all this. Wilbur, actually the cops are actually being really cool to me for a change. Here's, I don't know what this is. I don't know. I mean, here. I have so much. I don't know. Sorry I'm boring you. These are all over, I think, stalking and maybe theft. So what they're doing is they're calling the police station. They're trying to set me up for crimes. They're trying to set me up for a mental health arrest. You know, Chucky, right? And it's really creepy. I used to let it get to me, and now I said, I'm just going to fight back with evidence. The psychiatric charges were dismissed, Wilbur. I got the dang evidence on my Facebook, sir. They tried to do a mental health arrest on me when they illegally took my apartment, and I got a lawyer, Lori Grabowski, that some of you might know, that was a witness, and said, no, she's not imagining things. So they dismissed it, and that was this time last year? And that was the last time they ever tried to take me away. I won. They came to my apartment. They saw my evidence and said, wow, you're not imagining things. Again, a setup that someone had called and said I was imagining that I was a victim of a crime. Anyone could see the bruises and the horrible assaults on my Facebook. And check it out. Wilbur and Robert have actually made allegations that it's photoshopped or I've done it to myself. Nice try. I'm a girl who worked in the modeling agency a lot of years. I would never deliberately scar my body because I just wasn't trained to do things like that. And I don't know. I don't want to say I'm too vain to scar my own body, but I used to have scars all over me, and I found this great scar cream that worked. But believe me, I would never just deliberately let me just put all this on me and just be scarred head to toe. I even had a scar on my face that I got rid of. But it's just crazy for them to think that I would deliberately beat myself up, and even they've made allegations that I raped myself and crazy stuff like that in the past. Like these trolls are stalkers, and I'm going, okay, did you hear me? Can you imagine somebody raping themselves? Have you ever heard of such a thing? How is that even possible? These people are the ones that are psychotic. Hello? Oh my God. So then I have a picture with Governor Rick Perry back when he was a governor, and they're saying it's photoshopped and stupid stuff like that. It was right there on stage with the media taking pictures. My God, I have pictures with Rick Perry. If you look at my Facebook going back to 21, 22 years old, they're saying, oh, she just has bipolar. She imagines everything. She didn't know Rick Perry. She didn't hang out with the big wigs. She didn't have a good life. Come on now. Look at my Facebook. Look at the house I used to live in. Look at the cars I used to drive. And I went from that to homelessness. So then they're like, oh, well, she's lying. But little did they know that I have a lot of friends that still have pictures of my once beautiful life. They're never going to get away with saying that I'm imagining the life I used to have. It's borderline. It's more than psychotic. And I don't even know the word. Evil would be a good word. Men that bully women is just disgusting. Straight up, right? But then men that sit there and say, ha ha ha, you can't catch me if you can. That's even it's just disturbing as heck. So, look, I'm not going to he did a video today, he's going to give up on me because no use in going after crazy, and he's done. And then within me doing my radio show today, he like put already something evil up in all this. And I can't believe YouTube hasn't shut him down, because I didn't know it was legal to take people's private stuff and put it on YouTube. And it's everywhere. I mean, I guess I could be flattered if I looked at it in a dark way, like, oh, am I that important that someone has nothing better to do with their life than, like, oh my gosh, like, wouldn't you love to have that much time? You know, the only thing I envy is their time. I have never had time like that to just sit there behind a computer. What can I do to make her look really ugly today? What can I do to make her look 300 pounds today? What can I do to destroy her lawsuit against Texas and the police department, where I added truce about CPS as well. Pretty gutsy. I don't know, would I do it over again? Well, since I have like 14 dead friends and witnesses and people that I cared about, probably not, because nothing's worth people dying over. But at this point, I have to move on. I have to, in the name of all those that tried to help me that are no longer around, and even my father, who never had justice, being ripped off in the music business, when he wrote a lot of hit songs, I'm still fighting over. I still can't get, the money that is owed to me, which is a lot. I need an entertainment lawyer. That's my next deal. But, I have one of my dad's hit songs that he's never gotten a royalty check from the late 60s on, and the music company won't return my calls. Like, I get it. My dad went through being, like, not anything like what I'm going through, but ironically dead younger than my age, and a victim of a violent crime as well that left him brain damage, and he couldn't defend himself. And then I end up like living kind of a creepy lifestyle where I can't really defend myself because the corruption, just like in the music business, it runs that high. And I'm caught up in the good old boy system, and these like men, mainly too, and these people that go by the name trolls. Wow, that's really secretive. Trolls. Like I'm laughing. They just sent me something rude. And they really go by trolls. And I'm going, God, you could like leave a little to the mystery there. Like, I don't know. Call yourself like something fun. But I mean, since when does trolls have a positive like feeling about it? So they've been terrorizing me with Robert Beatty and Wilbur Witt Jr. And I'm like, God bless America. Like, I don't know why I'm laughing. It's not funny. You get to the point where you say, how much more can I take? And then you just shake it off. What's that song, Shake It Off? I hate that song, actually. But there's some truth to it. You do have to shake off things. This world's crazy. We live in a mad, mad world where judicial fraud runs rapid. And the corruption is so intense that you can't even get help, even when crimes are in people's faces. I mean, and it's not just America, it's worldwide. So where is our world gone? Well, that's another topic. But tomorrow I'll be on radio for those that want to hear it. It's 12:30. The banner, whatever the link, the radio link is on my Facebook. I can't share it. I can't share it with anyone, and I can't share any of my evidence. So, and apparently y'all can't share it. And I'm going, okay, welcome to the world of being censored or hacked into or God knows what. Facebook's always notifying me of, hack-ins from California and different places. But yet the FBI can't figure out why I'm targeted and how long now? My evidence site that was called Amy Sharon WordPress was at 20,000 viewers or more in less than 2 months or something. And Wilbur is connected to it being shut down, if you can believe this, and the FBI's done nothing. I have the actual screenshot proof where he admitted to making a donation to take my evidence that wasn't his, that I spent counting cost of having it done and everything, and sending it to the web designer like $8,000. And this Wilbur guy, who I didn't know this till I started doing all my research, got away with stealing all my evidence that originally went to the FBI. So certainly the FBI has the originals, right? Have they helped me out? Oh, no, 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 no. So I'm going to go to the FBI in person and say, I want my evidence site that y'all had, whatever, 8 years ago. I want my evidence links. Because isn't it ironic that Wilbur can say that I'm imagining everything, yet he stole the evidence links. Isn't that like so hardcore juicy? Like, how in our face could it be? He's been paid off to destroy my case. It's obvious. He's a wicked freak that's like trying to help CPS take my only child when I have a chance to at least have her back in my life. And this federal case could be the ticket to my happy ending that was needed for a movie deal, for a screenplay, for a book deal that I've been offered, but there was never an ending. I'm going, really? I gotta have this evidence side. Feel free to call the FBI, my friends and supporters. Feel free to ask the FBI why Wilbur Witt Jr. was allowed to buy my evidence from a web designer that cost me $8,000 or more, counting bonuses I gave the lady. Ask how the FBI is not giving me my stuff back. It's not the FBI or Wilbur's to keep. What is going on here? If you guys could see my evidence, your socks would be knocked off. Hardcore, like way up there. Because I'm telling you, my evidence site, that's when I had all my publicity. I even had a $20,000 cash reward before I went all broke. No joke, for anyone to prove me wrong and no one could collect it. And next thing I knew, back when I was doing all that radio, I even talked about the reward on radio. Isn't it funny you don't see hardly any of my radio anymore, but I used to go on radio all the time. But I'm back. I am back. And today was my first day back. I turned down like 4 shows in the past couple months. No more running, no more hiding. United we stand. And I suggest anyone that's going through my shoes, don't be shy. File a federal lawsuit. Heck, give it a shot. Realize it'll get you probably targeted. But I'd rather die righteous than to die a little wuss. That's just the way I've probably been since since I was a little kid, kind of like that. But I'm someone who always was hardcore about the truth. And I'm not going to let evil win. Goodness will prevail. God is the final judge. Without a doubt, I believe that. Even if we don't get justice here, we're going to get it when the time's right. But at least put in that fight and put in a lawsuit and represent yourself like I did and expect to have everything taken from you and expect to go homeless like I did after I filed the lawsuit. Yeah, it's real. It's real. All right. Good luck. And believe me, it's a deadly game and everything will be advantageous to them. So you have to secretly record a lot. You have to make sure you get copies of everything. Go put reports with Internal Affairs. Do a sworn affidavit with your Attorney General. Do the sworn affidavits with the DA's office like I did. And good luck. It's a scary fight.